Welcome to bellomag.com. Danai, Gurira, hello.
Hi, how are you doing?
You are a chameleon, my goodness. You just
I became one today.
You just done our Bello cover shoot. I'm assuming this is a wig, right?
This is a wig. I did not suddenly sprout this, though I would have loved to have. I'm enjoying it.
Yeah, I mean, you look completely different to how you look as Michonne in the show.
Thank God.
Well, you know, she's a very strong character. You know, when the dreads go on, does that kind of help you get into the character?
Definitely. It was really interesting, actually, when I started to perform her. It really was actually her shoes. I would never wear those shoes. They're really great fry boots. Everyone loves those boots, and they're so her now with the studs around the edges. I would never wear them. So, like, for Danai to put those shoes on, I was like, oh, okay, I feel her now.
Put them on, you become a badass.
Yeah, exactly.
I mean, she is a badass, isn't she? She's got her, like, two pets. She's kind of got rid of their arms, taken the jaw off. In fact, we've got our own kind of version of zombies here.
Yes. That is something very zombie-like about a mannequin. That's true.
Do you want me to take the arms off for you?
Yeah, they're not going to do much, I don't think. I think they're no big threat.
But I know I know you're a fan of portraying strong women and strong African women in particular. This is a great role for you then, isn't it?
Yeah, I mean, I was just saying, it's actually such an amazing experience to perform her and to start her where we started her and her evolution up to where she is now. It's really been fascinating. I mean, because the beauty of her, I think, and actually the timeliness of her, which is really fun to be able to step into, is that she's very unapologetically strong, you know, and I think that sometimes, even in our generation, you'd think we'd be past it, but we're not. Where women and girls still struggle with really just living unapologetically in our strength and really being like, this is who I am. And I actually can answer that question quite ably, and I can do that maybe better,
no,
you know,
I agree.
and really just having an ease about that strength and about that ability that we can actually nurture in ourselves and portray to the world and contribute. And I think there's something so cool about playing her because, you know, the blessing is I've had girls young and women of all ages, girls, women, talk to me about that and how they love her strength. And I started to think about that. Like, I just keep hearing it from women and girls. And it's so connected, I think, to the fact that you don't often see that unapologetic strength in our generation. Right. And it's kind of nuts, right? But
it is. I agree with you. I think she's an amazing role model for, like you say, young and old out there. So season 5, I mean, we're all kind of, you know, obviously trying to work out what's going to happen, whether the termites are really cannibals. I'm sure you probably can't say too much at this point. No. I mean, Michonne, is she going to find love possibly this season, or?
Why do you ask that?
Well, I don't know. I feel like the last season we saw like more humanity from her, didn't we? Yes. It wasn't just sort of hard for no reason. We suddenly went, okay, she's got a backstory. She had a family. This kind of happened to her. She lost a husband. She lost a child. That's kind of why she's like she is.
Totally PTSD.
Yeah.
It's really actually the classic, because I did a lot of research on that as I was reading the scripts and figuring her out. And it really is the classic case of PTSD. You become emotionally unavailable. You become quite volatile. You become quite kind of vigilant. You become a bit of a vigilante about what you feel is right or wrong. You become very easily ticked off, you know, the volatility really. And so there are all these things about, you know, how, you know, I was seeing all these things I was seeing on the page about her, which were actually so related to the fact that she just didn't want to be hurt again. And she was unwilling to walk through the world with any type of vulnerability. So she actually was not trying to connect with people. Right. And her instincts were always dead on. She knew the governor was bad. She knew Rick was good. Her instincts were always dead on. But it was about how she related to people that was just needed so much healing.
Yeah, there's no doubt people connect with the characters. Every season, the viewing figures are just like, you know, breaking just about every record. It's crazy. You also managed to find time somehow, I don't know how, to be a playwright, an award-winning playwright. I know you've got a new production coming up in January. Do you want to tell us about that?
Yeah, it's called Familiar, and it's about a Zimbabwean family in Minnesota. And it's very exciting. It's at the weekend of the eldest daughter's wedding, and she's marrying a Minnesotan man. And it is kind of exciting. The parents are very African. They've been in America a long time, but they're never going to really not be African. And the kids could not be more American. So, and they're full-grown kids. So it is kind of a fun, it is somewhat inspired by my own family and my extended family, largely on my mother's side, which is a little freaky to put that out there. I don't know how they're going to respond. I don't know if, you know, I'm going to have a mother's no. It's not that bad on them. It's not that bad on them. But it is really inspired by them out of love. And I do find it really exciting to actually start to tell the story of the African in America, because even though we have a president with an African last name, I don't think we've really tapped into looking into those stories. There are tons of them, you know.
Absolutely.
And they're actually very ambitious, very fascinating folks.
Yeah, I mean, some people might not even know you did actually grow up in Zimbabwe. And this is our Be Kind issue. And I know you are giving back to the arts community over there as well, aren't you?
Well, yeah, I used to go back every now and then, and well, at least once a year. And I would work with artists there, here and there. It was not systematic, though. And I needed to do something where I really, really contributed to the need, because there was such a need on the ground. There were such talented people and so able, and they were bursting with desire to tell their stories and to do their thing. But there just wasn't enough of a platform, and there wasn't enough of an education and a skills, you know, development to actually get it going in a way that I felt they deserved. So I created an organization called MAZEE Collaborative Arts with a Zimbabwean. She's a producer and a director. And we basically try to bring education and opportunity and collaboration and some sort of fair remuneration to the Zimbabwean dramatic artist. And we work with Americans, so we bring Americans to Zimbabwe. It's also about global citizenship for me, because I'm in the United States and I'm like, y'all need to really crack your eyes open and see the rest of the globe, you know? And so to bring an American to Zimbabwe is very, very exciting to me. And we do that a lot, and we see that sort of exchange happening where they teach and they give a very valued skill set, but they also learn and they also grow and they bring back an understanding of modern day Africa. And we also bring Zimbabweans here. We have a Zimbabwean here right now. He's training at a school in Blue Lake, California. So we facilitate and collaborate, and what the goal I would love to have would be to have a dramatic arts center in Zimbabwe that's somewhat of a teaching hospital, that's like a place where people can really go create, they can go actually produce, and they can also go and really learn and really be able to grow so that the industry grows.
That sounds great. Well, I'm glad I'm not in
continents too.
I'm glad I'm not in charge of coordinating your diary. My goodness, you've got a lot on your plate.
I need someone to, honestly.
Listen, good luck with the rest of the season. Thank you very much indeed.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.